Miami Dolphins mode. Yeah, Miami Dolphins mode. What? Miami Dolphins. Woo mode. Yeah.
What's
Woo.
up, Dolphin fans? Thank you for coming on the Miami Dolphins Mode channel. Today, we're going to talk about the offensive coordinator, new offensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins. That's Chan Gailey. Chan Gailey has a long history with in the NFL and in the college ranks. You know, he was the head coach for Dallas, a head coach for the Buffalo Bills, offensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Buff Jets, few other teams. He was also the offensive coordinator for the Dolphins when Mike Wanstead was the head coach. That's when we had Jay Fiedler at quarterback, Ricky Williams at running back. It was actually a good time in the offense at that time. He has a lot of experience, and one of the main things that you know about Shan Haney is that he was the innovator, one of the innovators of the spread offense. Right? It's a complex offense. It's so when you say spread, is basically what you're doing. You're spreading all the players from sideline to sideline. You know what I mean? Just spreading out the whole offense. And just having them all spread out. What this does, it makes the defense spread out, not bunch up in the box. Which the box is where you say where the defensive linemen are. You see where the linebackers are a little bit behind them, just a little, maybe like a couple feet behind them, and from tackle to tackle, right? So that would be the box, right? And that's where, on other defense, you can stack the box, to have 8 players in that vicinity, right? In that box. So what the spread does is that it spreads all that out so the presence in the box can be taken away, right? Once you take away those players, then what happens is that you have a better entrance in the running game, even with passing, and it gives you that room to work, to be able to work, and it sometimes it takes, but you can still run the eight man front in the box on a spread offense, but you're risking some. You know what I mean? So in the spread offense, you have 3, 4 receiver sets. 4 is common in the spread offense. You have the X, the Y, the H, and the Z, right? And you can just spread them out. You could have one of them be the tight end. You could even have 4, and then have a tight end as well on the line. So you can just spread everything out, and then what it does is complicated for defenses. Defenses you could defend against. It's not like you can't, but it makes it more complex. It makes the defense have to work on more during the off week to prepare for that game. Because the possibilities out of it there's a lot of different results that could come out of it. Runs, you got screens, you got passes, you got traps, counter traps. You can even run the option, and with all these things that I'm saying, you could run them without making your offense look that different, so you're able to disguise it. So it's a spread offense. If it's ran correctly, it could be very dangerous, but what you need is those players. You need a lot of players, just like, let's say we're talking about the defense, you need a lot of players. On the offense, we need a lot of different pieces, and this is one of the things that made me think that everybody's happy with the wide receiver core, because there are so many wide receivers that need to be used in these lineups, right? But you could also use in the spread offense fullback, and you can put that in there. So probably you'll see some more Chandler Cox in this offense, and things like that. Now Shan Gailey, going back to him, he's one of the innovators, because spread offense was created before, but he was one of the innovators. He made it better, right? He included more packages and things like that, right? And so, he went into retirement, and actually Brian Flores was able to get him out of retirement, which is a nice feat in itself, to get somebody out of retirement like that. But he's very respected in the NFL. He has coached with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Actually, Ryan Fitzpatrick's best career year in the NFL was with Shan Gailey. He was with him in Buffalo Bills and in the Jets. So there's a lot of history there. It might be good. This should be something good for Ryan Fitzpatrick, because he's probably going to know most of the playbook, or at least the schemes and things like that. So it'll be very easy for him to pick it up. Okay. Also, with Shan Gailey, because he's well known you know, usually what that means is that the players give more respect to that coach individually because of all that experience that he's had, and just being known around the NFL and the things that he's done while he's been in the NFL. Okay, now, so I believe that with this offense, Chan Gailey is going to be able to gel with the guys. There hasn't been anything in the past that has said Chan Gailey just didn't, really communicate with so many players or things like that, or have like bad history with that. So I feel, with his experience and him, being able to gel with the football players, it'll be smoother transition to get the offense running correctly. But one of the biggest issues would need to be the offensive line. I'm thinking as good as the offensive line goes is as good as we're going to be. So, because we have a lot of different pieces, but the offensive line is very important because, as I said, in the spread offense, the counter traps, the traps, they do zone blocking, and the blocking for an offensive line, it's more than other offenses because there's so many other plays. So they gotta not only learn the plays, but they gotta learn the technique for all of them. Sometimes you gotta pull and you gotta take out the end, and then the tackle, like the guard would pull, take out the end, and the tackle is pulling behind them, goes over to the second level to get the linebacker. So then the running back goes behind them. Or there's a trap where only the guard pulls. There's even some that the center pulls, right? And then in the spread offense, you also got bootlegs. So that means, the offensive line is going one way, right? The quarterback is going around the other way, opposite from where the offensive line goes. But then sometimes what happens is one of those offensive line kind of has to do the loop like the quarterback to get the last end on the side, so then the quarterback has some time to throw. If I had some film, I could say it better, but that means it's very complex. Okay, and and that's what I think. I mean, Chan Gailey, he's been in the NFL for a long time, so him getting an offense, I think he knows what to do by now. And I'm just saying that as far as the offensive line goes, will have much to do with how the offense goes, because I believe the skill positions, which is receivers, tight end, running backs, quarterback, will be able to do their job. Because of the experience or because of the talent. I went over this other videos, but the offensive line is really going to be where the ceiling is, on this. So I'm very excited to see, I'm very excited. He's had some time to take off. I think it was about 2 years that he's been off. So, it'll be good for him to come back and see what he can do when he comes back. And I'm excited to see. Chan Gailey is a respected coach, and, Brian Flores was able to get him out. So I want to see what type of offense we run and how it goes about, but it should be something exciting. It should be something worth looking at on TV. You know what I mean? All right, so thank you so much. That's about it for the whole video. Thank you guys so much for your time. If you like it, subscribe, and